Hello, my name is Cameron Smith, and today we'll be talking about Aristotle's rhetorical triangle, as well as the rhetoric and the definition he came up with. So Aristotle's rhetoric, which is the ability in each particular case to see the available means of persuasion. Simply put, it is the art of speaking or writing effectively. Now, Aristotle, a philosopher, came up with what he calls a rhetorical triangle with three different aspects of basically persuasion. You have ethos, logos, and pathos. Ethos is ethics, logos is logics, and pathos deals with emotion. Now, ethos itself is the source's credibility or the authority of the speaker. So this is the speaker itself. Logos is the logic within the message the speaker is conveying, and it's typically the facts that back up the message and reason plus proof. And then pathos is emotional or motivational appeals to the audience itself. It uses vivid, emotional, or sensory details. To dive into it a little bit more specifically, ethos, like I said, the speaker, it deals with his trustworthiness, credibility, reputation, expertise, integrity, ethics, history, his past, all this kind of stuff is typically what we analyze before the speaker even begins to speak. Logos is the message itself. It's the clarity of the message or claim, logic using inductive or deductive reasoning, it's effectiveness of supporting evidence, uses proof of visual, factual, and statistical things such as quotations from authorities. Now, like I mentioned, inductive reasoning within logos is from specific to general. It's from examples to a conclusion, typically a list of observed things to a general proposition. On the opposite side is deductive reasoning. It's general to specific. It's commonly accepted propositions to a specific conclusion. It's typically arguments based on laws, rules, or accepted principles. These are both used within logos. Pathos is, like I said, emotional. It deals with the audience. It typically arouses or engages the audience's emotions using tactics as low, which is typically with envy, fear, and contempt, anger, shame, stuff like that. Or the tactic of high, which is love, sense of fairness, or justice. It appeals to the audience's self-interest, pride, and identification with the speaker, using sympathy and imagination. Like I mentioned, high and low emotions. It doesn't suggest that high is good and low is bad. It's just different forms to communicate with the emotional side of pathos. Both are very effective within pathos and the rhetorical triangle. Now, a modern thing we've added on to a rhetorical triangle to make it a rhetorical rectangle is the modern rendition of mythos or myth. In a rhetorical context, it is a story, narrative, legend, or fable that is common to a particular culture. Modern scholars use this type of persuasion called mythos to appeal to a shared history and values or common ground. Mythos is something that we use. Every culture has something that they hold in a common ground to share stories. That's what mythos is. In America, for example, we have liberty and justice for all, baseball, mom, apple juice, Bugs Bunny. That's a mythos. It's just something that brings people together through their culture. Famous examples of rhetorical triangle or rectangle being used is John F. Kennedy's Ich bin ein Berliner speech in the Cold War. MLK's I Have a Dream speech uses the rhetorical triangle very well. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg's Address. Those are all very good speeches, but even it could be used for the other side. Hitler used rhetorical triangle to his advantage and persuaded the masses. So that is a rundown analysis of Aristotle's rhetorical triangle, as well as the addition of mythos, making it a rhetorical rectangle.